there a little bit.
So today we're going to test drive a 1988 Dodge Ram Charger. It's got a 4-inch lift on it, so it takes a little bit to get into, especially an old man like myself. But probably no big deal for Tyler.
No, not too bad.
And fortunately, we're both about 6 foot, so it makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like I said, we're test driving 1988 Dodge Ram Charger. This truck, well, as we all know, this sport utility market is extremely hot. And these Dodges, I think, are just finally starting to come into their own. And they're becoming harder and harder to find without, being rusted out or used up as a sport utility like a lot of these trucks. I mean, that's what they were meant for, is work, and so they were used.
Daily drivers.
Yeah. So this one here is a very nice driver quality truck. The body is what we really appreciate. The body and interior, it's very rust-free, very straight body on the truck. The paint is driver quality.
It is. Yeah, it's got some defects, but it still shows nice. I mean, it's got tons of curb appeal. That two-tone black and white combo with the red pinstripe.
Brand new tires and wheels on it. Those Ultra wheels look good. It's a good sized tire that's on the truck. Fits it well.
Nicely complemented by the red interior, which is actually in pretty nice shape. No tears in the seats.
It appears to be very original, the interior. And I would say, I personally would say that this interior is very good.
Yeah,
especially for the age and how original it is.
absolutely. It has been updated with a newer Kenwood stereo and speakers, which all works good. Sounds good.
And as far as options goes, it does have factory AC that currently is inoperable. It has been converted to the newer Freon, the R134, so I'm not really sure why it's not operating, but it is not. My guess is it's probably something electrical. The clutch is not froze, but it is inoperable at the moment. So with this 4-inch lift that's on the truck, of course it rides and drives like a lifted truck. It is a pretty basic 4-inch lift, so there's no steering damper, pretty stock springs and shocks. So it could benefit greatly from maybe some new shocks, a damper, and new springs, and maybe an added shock. But we're doing, I'll just go ahead and get up to about 62 miles per hour. Steering wheel's off just a little bit, but it doesn't have that death wobble, I'm gonna die type of feel that a lot of these trucks do when they're not, without putting a really nice kit underneath it. So, it's not, it drives well.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd feel comfortable driving this. If you're gonna do a lot of highway miles, you're gonna want to upgrade some of those components in the suspension.
Yeah.
And the truck is worth, it's worth doing it to.
Absolutely. And it runs and drives nice. Other than the lift kit, it's a pretty stock truck. I mean, fuel-injected 318. I mean, the 727 automatic transmission, which, I mean, its reputation just kind of precedes as a very nice, reliable transmission. I mean, the 318's been proven for Dodge. Not a powerhouse by any stretch of the imagination, but fires up easy, even in the cold weather. I mean, it's just, drives nice.
Yeah, and it's, I don't even think it's quite 30 degrees here today. The truck started just fine, easily. We're cruising right along at about 52 miles per hour. But
386 option, and you could also get the 360 in both of the carbureted. The 318 was the only fuel injection option.
Now, and when we say this truck runs and drives very well, you know, especially for a lifted truck like it is, it does. You'll probably see that I do move the steering wheel a little bit. It does have a little bit of play in the steering because of the size of the tires and the lift, the way it's installed. And your speedometer is off about 5 to 7 miles per hour. So if you're doing 40, you're actually doing 45 to 47.